Do you have questions about what is the proper way to figure out how many calls you need? In other words, how much marketing do you need? Where do you need to market? How do you need to spend? How do I figure out where my calls are coming from? Right? You got the idea? Well, a lot of my clients do, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some simple ways to determine how much marketing you need. So in other words, I'm going to show you how many calls you need inbound. We're going to look at some examples based off the company in terms of their closing percentages, so it'll turn into how many service calls you need. We're going to take a look at your average tickets to determine how many texts you need if you're going to hit certain revenue goals. So I'll make that super clear for you. Oh, hey, by the way, this is a marketing funnel. I'm about to erase it so that I can use the board, but I'm going to give you a moment to pause the screen, take a snapshot. You ready? Go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a company, and what I want you to do is I want you to play along. So get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, and get out a calculator. All right? So the first example that I'm going to look at, we're going to take a look at a smaller company. And let's say that the goal is $100,000 in revenue. $100,000 in revenue. So I'm going to write $100,000 up here. $100,000. Now, let's say that's for 1 month, all right? So now the next question becomes, what do I need to do marketing-wise to generate $100,000 in revenue? Let's take a look at probably the first easy step, which is, hey, what's your current average ticket? So let's imagine that this company's average ticket is $500. I'm going to get my calculator out. I'm going to figure out how many closed calls that means I need. I need 200. Now I'm going to write the word invoices, but the bottom line is you need 200 jobs completed. Make sure we're on the same page. 200 jobs completed at $500 average ticket. Well, that is $100,000 in sales. So now let's ask another question. How many jobs do my guys need to go on in order to get 200 completed jobs? Well, that depends 100% on your closing percentage. So let's assume an 80% closing ratio in this example. Every company's different. I'm not saying that's what you should be at, but we're going to use 80% for the example. Okay, so in order to get 200 completed jobs at an 80% close ratio, that means I need 250 service calls that my guys ran. So right, because I'm not going to get 100% of them, 250 to get 200. You got that? So now the next question becomes, well, how many inbound phone calls do I need? Let's take a look at that. Let's go back to the same math. The total number of inbound phone calls you need is also going to vary upon your CSR's closing percentage. So let's say the CSRs, they're also at an 80% booking ratio. Okay, so if I need to run 250 calls to get 200 sales, how many phone calls do I need to get? Well, at 80% call closing ratio on the phone, I need 312.5, round that up, you need 313 inbound phone calls. 313 inbound phone calls at an 80% close ratio will send your technicians to 250 service calls at an 80% closing ratio, will generate 200 invoices at a $500 average ticket, will generate $100,000 in service revenue. So that's how you get there. Now you may ask the question, well, how much do I need to invest in marketing in order to generate these calls? Well, let's take a look at that.